My passion or obsession for cars, I think, and I call it an obsession because it does take over my life, started when I was probably 3, 4 years old, from starting with Matchbox cars, which I still have, the same ones, all the way through when I was able to get a car. I ended up going to college, and we used to go to 24 Hours of Daytona, Sebring, and I just saw the Porsches and the 935 race cars, and I just fell in love with Porsche. This is my 1988 Carrera. It's black with a crimson red interior. It has 157,000 miles on it. It is all original. I just love this car as opposed to the newer ones. When I say newer ones, the next generation, which was the 964, because this car has that old suspension and that old feel to it. It doesn't have power steering. It doesn't have power brakes. It's like almost you're driving a 1960s car, which it basically is, in the late 80s. The day I drove it home, I was the most excited that I've ever been. I drove home and I was actually yelling in excitement. I liked it so much that I just couldn't ever sell it. I mean, I wanted to keep the car and drive it for the rest of my life. The car is part of the family now. My children grew up with this car. I have pictures of my son and my daughter next to this car when they were infants, and we're gonna keep this car forever, and hopefully my children will keep this car and pass it down to their children. For the first 10 years, it was my daily driver, and luckily nothing happened to it. And it's never been professionally detailed. I maintain the interior the best I can, but the driver's seat shows its age, which is okay, because every imperfection on the car shows the story that I've shared with this car through these 36 years. Recently, I've been going on these trips. It's called Gator Crawl, and we meet up with air-cooled 911s, and we run through all the old towns and little areas in Central Florida, which you really don't know exist unless you actually go out there. And that's like the perfect time. It's just me in this car. I just immerse myself. I forget about everything. I forget about my worries. I forget about my business. I forget about everything, and I just connect with the car, and it's the best experience that I could possibly have. The joy I have with a car is driving it and getting out there and using it. That's the real joy. There's also a joy going in the garage and looking at it. I mean, it's a little bit of, I don't know, illness, but I love the car. I actually do. And my wife tells me I'm crazy. It's part of me and it's part of my family. If I was to talk to somebody as to what they should drive or own and keep, I think that they have to experience the car. They have to be able to drive different cars, see what they like, see what turns them on as far as a car is concerned. The longer I have it, the closer I get to the car. In fact, it kind of shows your age. When I bought this car, I was 30 years old in 1988, and I've had it since then, and now the car's become a classic, and I just love the admiration it gets. I don't really care about attention as far as a car is concerned, but I like people asking me questions about my car and letting me describe to them what it's about and why I like it.